One of the most important decisions that you make in a day is the first thing that you do in the morning. If you think about Casey Neistat and so many other people, what they do first thing in the morning is they go on a run. And the reason why they do that, the reason why Casey Neistat does that is because it allows him to start the day off on a win. And when the day starts off like a win, it just trickles down and you start making amazing decisions one after another. And that is how some of the most amazing people are who they are, because they start their day off on a win. And a lot of us, what we do is we wake up first thing in the morning, we go to Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and just watch reels. And that is one of the worst ways that you can start off your day, because you're starting your day off on a loss. Because a lot of us don't do that intentionally, right? And to understand that, and to understand how to change that, we gotta understand operant conditioning, right? And this is one of the most important studies in kind of like all of psychology, and it's by this psychologist named B.F. Skinner all the way in the 1930s, where he put rats in a box with a green light, red light, and a lever. And every time the light turned green and the rats worked the lever, they would get a little bit of food, essentially rewarding them for working the lever. When the light was red and the rats worked the lever, they would get a little mild electric shock, kind of punishing them for working the lever. And over time, these rats learned that they should only work the lever when the light is green, right? And this was one of the most breakthrough kind of studies in how learning works. And the truth is, we're not that different than rats, especially when we're doing things like habitual decisions, which is what we do first thing in the morning, right? This is about living intentionally day 2.5, and it's about engineering your life through conditions, through conditioning. Okay, so how do we actually learn? And how can we change the fact of not watching reels first thing in the morning? There's kind of one main thing when you think about the cycle of learning, which is rewards and punishments, right? If you're doing an action, you get rewarded for doing the action, you continue doing it, whereas if you get punished for doing the action, you stop doing it. And a better way to think about it for this specific scenario is, if a certain decision has more rewards than punishments, you will continue doing it. Whereas if it has more punishments than rewards, you will do it less, right? So when you think about why you're watching reels first thing in the morning, don't think about willpower. Think about, why are the rewards greater than the punishment first thing in the morning when I wake up that push me so much to watch reels, right? And usually how it's set up is your phone is right beside your bed, and it's the first thing you see in the morning to turn off your alarm or to check the time. And when you're there, it only takes you 3 seconds to probably get to one of these apps. And as soon as you're there, dopamine hits on dopamine hits on dopamine hits that allow you to feel so many chemicals in your mind, and it also takes away that grogginess and daze in the morning that you have, right? Now let's think about the punishments. The punishments are delayed, and the punishments are that you don't have as much time in the day. The punishments are that you feel a little less happy for the rest of the day, and you feel like a little less, that you achieved a little less for the day. And for a lot of people, those punishments are non-negotiables. But for you, since you are watching reels, then it is a non-negotiable. In your situation, the rewards are greater than the punishments. So how do we change this, right? It's not just as simple as like, oh, rewards are greater than punishments, done. Well, what you can do is you can engineer conditioning by making the punishments way greater than the rewards, right? Okay, what do I mean by that? That essentially means that, okay, let's think about this situation. And this is what I do. This is what I did to get away from watching reels first thing in the morning and to go into going on a run first thing in the morning. I put my phone across the room. And what that did was that it it essentially reduced the rewards. Now it took me 15 seconds to go up, get my phone, and then go onto TikTok. Okay, and then I deleted TikTok off my phone. Now it took me an extra minute and 15 seconds. Because now I had to get up, get my phone, download TikTok, and then go to Reels. Something else I did was I started documenting how I felt later in the day when I felt like I achieved less than I wanted to. I felt like I lost time. I felt like I wasn't the person that I wanted to be. And slowly, as I documented those emotions over months and months and months, the punishment in the moment of first thing waking up in the morning and watching reels felt like the worst thing possible. And naturally, subconsciously, instinctively, I just stopped watching reels, right? And essentially, there's so many different things you could do. These are just some ideas. Concretely, there's so many different things you can do to reduce the rewards and increase the punishments of watching reels first thing in the morning. But essentially, what I want you to get is this: that you can engineer your own conditioning, right? You have this preset of conditioning already available to you because that's how life is. But you can engineer it by understanding that every decision has a balance between rewards and punishments, and you only continue to do those actions when the rewards are greater than the punishments. But if you can engineer it to flip the scale and make the punishments weigh more than the rewards, then you will have successfully changed that decision in a very subconscious and instinctive manner, where willpower isn't even necessary anymore. All you need is to just implement the systems and you'll be who you want to be. So, thank you for watching. I hope this helped. And if you want a little more in depth guide into what operant conditioning is and why I'm referring to Casey Neistat, check out the description. I'll have those links in there. Thank you for watching. Let's make it happen and see you tomorrow.